Hi, I'm back again. This time I want to talk about ecosystem services. Because what the heck is that? Alright, yeah. Okay, so ecology. Ecology is the study of all living things and how they interact with non-living things. So when I say that I'm a plant ecologist, that means that I had to study, or basically an evolutionary ecologist, which I won't go into that, but it means I had to study soils, plants, so who are they, how do they get sick, what makes them sick, how do they interact with the soils, what does soil health mean for plants to be healthy. So I had to study soils, statistics, plant pathology, plant biology, evolutionary biology. I feel like I'm missing something there. Anyway, that's enough. So that's ecology. Oh, and then, and then like cycles, like water cycles and the carbon cycle and the nitrogen cycle. So why am I telling you this? Because ecosystems are the combination, and this happens at what we call various scales, and scales just means how many miles are within your area of study. So we can talk about the ecosystem services from your yard, the ecosystem services from your neighborhood, the ecosystem services provided by a particular mountain range like the Appalachians. I think you get the point. So what are services? Services are the contribution that ecosystem, and this is very human-centered, so this is very what we call anthropocentric, very human-focused, which some people have a hard time with, but I don't. It is a list of services that the ecosystem, at whatever scale you're considering, provide to human quality of life. And that includes health and economics. Because as we all know, the baseline for the quality of most human beings' life, whether they want it to be or not, is economics. You can't get good health care unless you have good economics, for example, right? You can't get your quality of food depends upon your income bracket, etc. All right, so ecosystem services can increase primarily human health, but it can also have indirect effects, so it can indirectly increase the economic health of a community. So when we're talking about urban or city ecosystem services or rural area ecosystem services, that includes health and the economies. So if you have a healthier group of people, then they can engage, they can be more industrious, right? They can do more work. They have more energy to do work, to make things happen, to be entrepreneurs. They're spending less money on health care and health bills. And so they can accumulate potentially more savings to invest in new businesses or their own business, right? So these things are connected. So an example of ecosystem services I've provided many times when I talk about having a diversity of tree canopy in the urban setting, that diversity of trees, and also a diversity of plants, primarily native plants, because the more diversity you have, the more diversity you attract. All right, I'm going to get back to that. So the canopy cover, that's air quality, right? But it also can lead to increased or improvements in the water quality. So the water that goes into our systems, into our sewer systems, I don't know enough about water, the whole water cycle in a city. I need to learn more about that, so please share if you've got that information. But cities pay to clean the water that goes through their sewer systems. The fewer trees you have, the the more contaminated that water is. So trees and plant life are like a filter, almost like a charcoal filter on your faucet. All right, so they provide a filtering directly through just the water running down the surface of the plant. That can filter the water, filter particulates out of it, sometimes even toxins. And then the roots also in the soil, working with the microbes in the soil, which is why soil health is so important, can also act as a filtering for the water moving into the sewer system. And that can have significant cost reductions for the cities or municipalities that pay to clean that water. Awesome service. All right, another service that they provide is there's human beings. We are attracted typically, except I don't understand people who live in the desert, which is where I was raised. That's a whole nother topic. But typically we're attracted to blues and greens. Like our brains fire off in response to certain blues and greens. And the evolutionary, one of the theories for that, or the hypotheses explaining that, is because blues and greens indicate abundance, right? They indicate food. Whether it's a lot of forage grass for the animals we're hunting way back, humans were evolving, or it signifies, a bunch of berries are going to be available. So how that translates into economics and ecosystem services in urban and rural environments is that more beautiful places, and humans define beauty as a lot of plants and plant diversity. Okay, so that leads us to walk or spend more time in business districts that have a lot of canopy cover or a lot of plant cover. All right, so think about it. In neighborhoods, when you drive through a blighted neighborhood, it is typically blighted in terms of the amount of plant life that it has as well, because who can afford to water a lawn if they can barely keep the lights on, right? That's really a city service that should be provided. But affluent communities we often associate with parks, green areas, and lots of trees. And that's, I think, a result of the urban planner, maybe intentionally or intuitively, realizing that more green space means a happier city or a more inviting city. All right, another ecosystem service, directly to economics. I'm going to leave it at that for now, because the last video was so long, and I'm also getting tired of hearing my own voice. But if you have other questions, please, again, reach out to me. I'm happy to answer it, or if there's another topic, or if I went on a segue and didn't finish it, because I'm doing stream of consciousness talking here right now, please let me know. Thanks a lot, and stay healthy.